Now, Flatsum makes it really easy to optimize your web pages for tablets and mobile phone. If you look to the right here, these are your different views. So if we click on tablet, that brings us into tablet view mode. And if we click on the mobile phone, that brings us into mobile phone mode. And you can see what your web page will look like on a mobile phone. Now the thing with this is you can't go by this exactly, because actually this women's clothing, men's clothing, accessories, it's not going to look like that on a mobile phone screen. And I'll show you in a second. And same with our grid, it's not going to look like this. So, and you can see we have quite a few changes we have to make. So let me show you something real quick. I'm going to open a new tab. And if you go to responsivedesignchecker.com, what this website does is you put in your page URL, and in this instance, we're going to put in our home page, and it'll actually show you what your web page looks like on different devices. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my home page. And if you look over here on the left, you have a desktop monitor, a tablet, and a phone. So if you click on here, it gives you different options. You can choose different size desktop monitors, and you can see what your web page looks like on that size desktop monitor. So I can go to 23-inch desktop, and it'll show me what my web page looks like on a 23-inch desktop. I can go to 24-inch, go down to 19-inch, and you can see my text boxes here are kind of pushing in over into the screen. And then you can also choose different tablet sizes and also different mobile phone sizes. What I like to do is I like to design for, when I'm designing for mobile phones, I like to design for the iPhone, because that's the most popular iPhone out there, or most popular cell phone, mobile phone out there. So let's say I'll design for the 6S Plus. And as you can see, like I told you, these are showing up different than what they show you here. They actually stack up on top of each other when it's loaded on an iPhone 6S. And you can see our grid is different as well. It looks pretty good, actually. We could probably decrease the size of the buttons a little bit. This definitely needs work. But pretty much just the slider and our logos are the only things we really need to change. This looks good. Our Instagram is fine. Blog post is fine. These are fine. Our grid looks pretty good. We can decrease the size of the buttons. Our styles for women looks fine. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to do is I want to change this slide here, because you can see it's kind of, I have this pushed over too far and it's coming into the first slide. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to fix that real quick. I'll go to desktop, open my slider, and I'll open the second banner. And I'm just going to change the margin on this. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just, it looks like I can't. There we go. I'm just going to slide this over. It looks better, and I'll go ahead and apply that. I'll update it. And now let me see what it looks like on here. There we go. So that fixed that. And I'll have to do the same thing to this one. So open that banner up. And that is really big. I don't know why it's so big. So let's go ahead and decrease the size of that text box. Take the width down. I'll leave the scale like that, and I'm just going to drag this over to there. It looks pretty good. So I'll apply an update. And let's see what that looks like. That's much better. Okay, so moving on to tablet. I'm going to go ahead and choose the Kindle, Amazon Fire Kindle. And you can see looks pretty bad. This looks fine. Styles for Women looks fine. I think our grid looks fine. That looks fine. That looks good. Instagram is fine. This looks really good. We can move these over to the left. They're off center. And our footer is fine as well. So let's go ahead and start with the slider. So we'll go back, and what I like to do with, I'm going to go to tablet view. With something like a slider like this, wow, that's really messed up. What I like to do with a slider is I like to make 3 versions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this slider. Twice, so that I have 3 different sliders. And what I'm going to do is each slider, I'm going to change the, this will be a desktop slider, this will be tablet, and this will be loaded on mobile phones. So let's start with the desktop slider. So I'm going to double click here. And first I'm going to name this desktop slider, so I don't get confused. And what we can do is we come down here to slider. Nope, that's on the other. Okay. Visibility, here it is. That's what I was looking for. So what we can do is for visibility, since this is, I only want this to show, this slider to show on desktop, I'm going to choose only for desktop. And that way this slider will only show on desktop computers. It won't show on tablets or mobile phone. And let me see here, what's going on? That's what it is, okay. So let's go to the tablet slider. The reason you're seeing both of these is because it's showing on for all 3 sliders. So we'll click twice, and this one I'm going to call tablet slider. And we'll go down to the bottom here to advanced, and under visibility we'll make this only for tablet. So we only want this to show, to load on tablets. Click apply, and then the mobile slider, we'll double click on this. I'll name it mobile slider. And I'll come down here, change the visibility to only for mobile. There we go. So I'll click apply and I'll update. Okay, so let's go to the tablet slider, and we're in tablet view, which is good. Actually, before I do that, let me show you something real quick. We'll go back to desktop slider. Oops, open this. I'm going to go to the video slide. And one thing about video, I don't know why that's not loading the video, but one thing about video is you don't want it to load on mobile phones. And the reason is, for one, a lot of mobile phones won't even load videos. And number 2, you're going to suck up the bandwidth of your user who's visiting your website, because videos take up a lot of bandwidth, and it's going to suck up their mobile bandwidth. So what we can do is, on the desktop slider for our video slide, double click that. We can come down here, and where it says visibility under the video menu, we can have that set for only for desktop. Okay, good. That's what it's set for. So I'm going to go back, and that way it's not going to load on the a tablet or a mobile phone. So that looks good. Let's open the tablet slider. And what I want to do is we're going to go into the video slide for the tablet. Double click that. And I'm going to change this to a picture, because I don't want the video to show on tablets either. Get rid of that. So we'll go ahead and select media. And I have a photo for you guys ready to go. So we'll go to our website course folder and homepage. Homepage images, top slider, slider images, tablet slider. Here we go. So we're going to choose this one here of this girl for the to replace the video slide. And as you can see, it's a different size. It's 1700 by 1134 instead of 1920 by 1080. So I sized this for tablets, specifically for tablets. There we go. So now what we need to do is we need to change the height. So for the height, I'm going to change this to 65% so we can see more of the photo. There we go. And this looks pretty good. The text box, it's a pretty good size. So I'm going to keep that like that. I'll go ahead and apply. Let me make sure this is set to size. I want to set that to original. There we go, just to be safe. So I'm going to go ahead and click apply, and I'm going to update. Next, what I want to do is I want to go to the next slide in the tablet slider, and I'm going to have to change this size. So first I'm going to, if this happens where you can't get over here to move your text box, you can just make this full screen. Oh, no, that's not going to work either. Okay. So we'll have to go back, open this up, and we'll double click text box. And now I can change the size. I'll change the width. Let me change the scale. There we go. I'm gonna have to make this really small so I can. Okay, that's what I need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this margin. That's what's making that go to the left so far. There we go. Now I can change the width and scale this a bit. Drag this back over. That looks good. So I'll go ahead and apply and update. And now we'll go to the next slide. And we're going to go to the text box here, and I'm just going to drag this over. Wow, that's really bad. So first thing we need to do is scale down the text inside. There we go. And I think the width is fine. That looks good. I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that. So I'll click apply and update. And let's go ahead and see what that looks like on the responsive website checker. So we'll refresh the page. And we'll go back. Amazon Kindle Fire. And you can see I forgot to change the size of the slide to match the size of the first slide. So for some reason it's not showing the photo. Sometimes it does that. So let's go back and change the size of the slide to match the first one. And that's going to be 65%. There we go. And then the next slide, change that to 65% as well. And let me see here. I'm going to go back into Spanner. That's might be why. No, that should be fine. Change this. Nope. I want to leave that there. So. Okay. Not sure why it's doing that, so let me see if it loads that picture. No, it's not. Why is that picture not loading? I'm going to go ahead and move that up. So there. This can be kind of a tedious process, as you can see. It just takes some trial and error. So you get it to look like you want it to. Come on. And now it's taking forever to reload the page. There we go. That looks good. That looks good. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Not sure why that first slide is not loading. It's not making sense because it shows it here. So let's go back, and now we'll do the mobile slider. Now I can open this, and we'll go with the first slide, and now we'll have to hit the mobile button. So we'll go ahead and add our photo. Go to slider images, and this time mobile phone slider, and we're going to choose this photo for the first slide. There we go. And I'm going to change the height to 125%. Perfect. And the size to original. And this is going to be, okay, that's fine. So we're going to go ahead and apply. And let's see if that loads for mobile phones. Nope. Okay, not sure why that's not happening, but as you can see, we have to change the text box size. So we'll go ahead and go in there, double click on text box, and I'm going to change the scale to 100%. There we go. And I'll just keep the width at 100%. That looks good. I'm going to update that. Let's go to the next slide. And this one I'm going to change the image. As you can see, it doesn't look very good on this one. This is way off. So let's go ahead and I'm going to remove that. And I have these images, as you can see, the images for the mobile slider are now portrait instead of landscape. Okay, I'm going to change the height to 125%. And the size is set to original, so that's good. And now we need to change the text box. See, it's way too big. So we'll go ahead and open this, double click on the text box, and I'm going to change the width. And first I need to get rid of this. Oops. Margin. I'll leave it at 10 pixels. And I'm going to drag this down to right there. Bring it up a bit. Looks pretty good. Go ahead and refresh the page. There we go. Finally. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. That looks good. Okay. I'm going to make this just a little bit smaller. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll bring the scale up a little bit. Oh. That's pretty good. I'm going to go with that. Let's go to the next slide. Back to school slide. And I'm going to keep this image. I'm just going to... Actually, no, I'm not going to keep the image. I need to remove that. And I have the portrait image. There we go. Same image, just a different ratio. And we'll change the height to 125%. All right, and now we're going to change the text box. Oops, make sure that's set to original. It is, okay. We'll double click on text box, and I'm going to drag it over. Nope, I need to change the margin here. Okay, now we can change the scale. And then the height. Keep it there. Click apply, update, save your changes. And let's go ahead and refresh this page. And we'll go back to 6S Plus. And to go to the next slide with the mobile, you have to click and just, like you're doing it on the mobile phone, drag over and let go. That looks good. I like that. Okay. So moving on, let's go on to the our logos. So we'll come to, let's see, we'll go back to tablet. Let's change the, go ahead and make this button smaller and this button as well. Let me see here. I don't know why that picture is not loading. That's weird, but okay, so let's come down here. Yeah, I want to make this button a little smaller, so we're in tablet and we'll come to grid. And it's the first grid item. Okay, that's really annoying. Let's do that. There we go. And it's the button. So I'm going to change this button to larger, and let's see what that looks like. So we'll apply, update, and let's see here. That looks much better. That looks good. I'm gonna make this smaller too, the text. So we'll go to text box and we'll scale that down. There we go, 85% looks good. And let's go ahead and go to the other grid item, the shoes and accessories. And I'll change the width to 100%, and I'll scale this down. $70. There we go. And let's check out that button. Apply. Change the button to larger. Update. Go ahead and refresh the page. That's better. I can make this a little bigger actually, but you get the idea. Scale this up to 75%. There we go. That looks good. And we could change this as well. Looks a little too large. So we'll go to the text box and we'll change the width. %. And let's change the size of the button. See what that looks like. We'll update. Refresh the page. That looks good. I like that. So we'll do the same for the jeans and chinos. And that was 100% and 75%. Okay. %, and 75%. Change the button to larger. And we may have to slide the text box over a little bit. Let's see. Update that. Go back up here. Yep, we'll have to switch this, move that over just a little bit. So let's see, text box. Just gonna click and drag this over. And it's not letting me, so I'm gonna go in here and just give it some margin on the right or the left. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, it's not going to let me drag that. Okay. So let's go ahead and move it over even further. Let's try 30. There we go. That looks good. Okay. Last, we have to move these over. So let's go down to the logos. Let me see. I think that's a section here. Okay, so let's see if I can just move this row. Nope, can't do that. It's like we'll have to move each column. There we go. I'll just move this back. 35. These can be kind of tricky. Getting the spacing right. Like I said, it can be really tedious sometimes. You get the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and update that. And let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So refresh the page. Back down here. Much better. That looks good. It looks a lot more centered. Okay, so let's go to mobile. We'll do a iPhone 6s Plus. That's really messed up. So let's go back up here, and that's good. Yeah, those are done. We could make this smaller. That's smaller too. We could do that. I think that looks fine. This looks fine. I'm going to leave that like it is though, but I don't want this video to be too long. So, and this, we should probably stack these so that it's one on top of the other. And that is going to be interesting. So let's go ahead and go to mobile. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this section. And I'll make this time. I'm going to go into this section, and for visibility I'm going to choose hide for mobile. There we go. Apply. And I'll name this tablet, desktop and tablet. And this section I'll name mobile. So let's see here. Move that up, over. Just have to play around with the margin, different margin settings. Let's see what that looks like. So go ahead and apply, update. And we'll go ahead and refresh. And I'll go back and change the size of these text and buttons as well. It's a little too big. So you can see they're a little bit off. This is a little too close, but I'm not going to make this perfect because I just want to give you an idea of how to do mobile optimization. So I would have to go back and mess around a little bit more with the margin. So I want to go back up and I just want to change these. These are too big. So let's go up to the row and we'll go to the first column. And we'll change the text box. Scale that down a bit. Let's see what 100 looks like. That looks good. So let's just do the same with the other text boxes. Scale this down to 100. And this one as well. And we'll update that. Looks good to me. I like that. Okay. I'm going to leave these like they are. We could make that smaller if we wanted to, make it one line instead of 2 lines. But I think it looks fine. All right, so that's how you do mobile optimization. It's pretty easy. Just can be a little tedious, a little trial and error. So I'm going to go ahead and close this and just close these here. and I'll update just to be safe. And let's go back to tablet. And let's see here. Whoa, okay, so now to fix this, there we go. Yeah, you want to make sure you check everything, go back through tablet and mobile phone and desktop just to make sure you don't have something like that happen. Okay. Perfect. All right, guys, so that's how you do mobile optimization for your web pages. And you would just go through and do the same thing for the about page and the blog page and the contact page. And it's pretty simple and, you know, straightforward. Just take some trial and error, and that's it. And use websites like Responsive Device Checker to help you out. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go back to the front of the page. And let's see.